ain't supposed to. Her to shreds. Looks like we're an intruder.
Always suspected they'd look better that way.
Get behind something before they blow your head off. How much you got left in you? Losing people.
Well, aren't you the dangerous one?
Get behind cover, you moron!
If you find any spare parts,
Need some goddamn fire support!
calls engaged.
I've done this hundreds of times. Think you'll be any different?
That one was ugly anyway.
Never fear, ma'am. We'll emerge victorious.
You think they're done out there? We don't want any trouble. Not anymore, at least.
Oh, just peek your head up, you damn coward.
The heck with that. I'm too pretty to go out like this. Is it over? Well, that could have gone worse.
I dunno. Seemed quite the performance from where I was standing.
Are you fucking high or something? Why am I asking? Of course you are.
Was still winning the fight, wasn't I?
You're strung out and getting sloppy, is what you are. Of course, I suppose you ain't gotta worry about that now. Seems this one just put us out of business. I'm not sure if I should kiss you or have my little bird here feed you your own entrails.
I told you to quit calling me that.
I saved your lives. You should be grateful.
Grateful? For killing our meal ticket. Excuse me if I don't rush to embrace our savior. They weren't the friendliest bunch, but keeping those idiots entertained at least kept the lights on.
To hell with them. More'll come. Just need a quick breather and I'll be ready to go.
A breather? What? So you can slam more of that junk into your arm? No, you know what? I think this was a blessing in disguise. You caught the end of that bout. What'd you think of Kate's work?
She's clearly talented.
See? At least someone knows skill when they see it.
It ain't your fighting skills I'm concerned with. So here's my predicament. I suddenly got no audience. No audience means I got no caps coming in. And if you ain't bringing in caps, little bird, you ain't an asset. You're a liability. To me, and to yourself. So, here's what I'm thinking. What say I let you take over her contract? She goes with you, watches your back. Look, you'd be doing me a favor while I try to get the place back in order. What do you say?
Me. And her.
Why would you want her to go with me?
Yeah, Tommy. Just why the hell you trying to get rid of me?
Maybe I just think you deserve some time off. Maybe I like this one's face. I don't know. I usually got a good sense about this sort of thing. So what do you say?
Not interested.
Shame. I usually got a pretty good sense for matchups. How about we say you'll think about it? You change your mind, we'll be here. You'd still be game, wouldn't you, little bird?
If it means not having to put up with you. She can't come back soon enough.
Good. Then it's settled. You decide you want to be paired with the best. You're welcome, anytime. Maybe we'll have the place cleaned up by then. Bring in a less bloodthirsty clientele. And here, the purse from the last fight. Consider it a retainer.
You change your mind, you come find me.
Power armor, huh? You take down a Brotherhood soldier?
I apologize for any disruptions that my work might cause you.
I have several projects going right now, but one more shouldn't be an issue.
I need to talk to someone about a situation up north.
Pleasure to meet you. William Mosley, Advanced Systems. I'm happy to help in whatever capacity I can. I hope I don't disappoint.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thank you. I'm eager to help, though admittedly I'm a bit lacking in field experience.
There's a place called Acadia.
Acadia? That sounds so familiar. Where have I heard it before? Just tell me whatever you can.
A synth calling himself Dima is running things.
Synths giving themselves new designations is certainly never a good sign. And he's manipulating others? This certainly sounds like something the SRB needs to look into. What else can you tell me?
They have a former courser helping them.
Well, that borders on horrifying. It's a good thing you brought this to my attention. Is there anything else?
There are a good number of them already. They're actively looking for more.
Definitely concerning. Individuals aren't that difficult to reclaim, but large groups are trickier. Okay, I've heard enough. This clearly needs our attention, but being up north is going to be difficult to deal with. You know what would make this easier? If we had their recall codes. That would help minimize asset loss. We can put together a response to this, but not immediately. The more data we have, the better. Sounds like sending in a courser isn't an option right now. But if you've already made contact and they trust you, learn whatever you can about them. I'll talk to Advanced Systems about recalibrating the relay and putting a team together.
I'm on it.
I'll make sure you get whatever support you need. Good to see you again. So, the current situation. But we should be ready to go. Just waiting on your order, ma'am.
What exactly is the plan?
Same as any other retrieval op, really. Just on a larger scale. Coursers go in with synth backup and subdue any escaped synths. Resistance is met with force. So, are we clear?
It's time. We need to move on Acadia now.
Right. We'll get the relay fired up then. Let's just focus on the task at hand.
Detected. Combat initiated. By order of the Institute, you must be destroyed. Contact detected. Possibly.
Come on.
Time to end this. Knock my sensors offline.
I cannot wait to kill you.
Never fear, ma'am. We'll emerge victorious. If there was something here, it's gone now.
By order of the Institute, you must be destroyed.
You are so gonna die.
Safety's off.
No.
Sustaining damage.
No.
No life signs detected.
Shit.
Violence broadcast engaged. Well done, ma'am. Perhaps I
Well,
was mistaken.
that about wraps things up, doesn't it? They should be ready to receive this bunch back at the Institute. It looks like they can be salvaged, thankfully. Odds are, most of them will be back at work before you know it. Couldn't have done this without you. Great work, really.
Nothing. Perhaps nothing.
I'm just glad this is over.
You and me both. I am not fond of field work. I'll be very happy to get back to the Institute. I'll be heading back now. Guess I'll see you around. Institute, this is Dr. Mosley. We've got things wrapped up here. Commence relay back home.
Lost them. Damn. I really...
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, ma'am. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, ma'am. I think we're being shadowed.
Gotcha.
Carrying all that weight is simply slowing you down.
Hey.
I'd be happy to help if I can. Sure, go ahead and take a look.
Shoot them! Shoot them all!
Careful, man. I don't think we're alone. No more hiding for you. Engaging hostile target. Here, man. We'll emerge victorious.
We gotta reload something! Gonna fucking pay for that! Get behind cover, you moron! Something's broke.
Damn it! Another shoulder wound. Loot on you better be worth. Oh!
Hold up a moment, ma'am. There's something important I need to tell you.
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization code Gamma 71 Epsilon. Once he's shut down, I can transport him safely back to the Institute.
Good. I'd like to avoid any unnecessary violence.
Well, he might not be alone up there. Violence might be inevitable. That's all, ma'am. Ready when you are.
There we go.
You might want to drop some of those things you're carrying.
Hey,
Yes,
over here.
certainly.
Hey,
Looking to lighten your load?
Well
Judging
done.
by your gear, I'm
Very
gonna
impressive.
guess you two are agents
Just
of the
like
Institute.
me.
So,
You made it to the
tell
top.
me, is the Institute...
Oh, shit!
My apologies. I think I've lost them.
Authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
Nice work, ma'am. I'll take the synth back. This is X688, ready to relay with reclaimed synth B592.
Heads up.
Yes, ma'am?
Power armor, huh? You take down a Brotherhood soldier?
Remember, health and happiness go hand in hand.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Gabriel and his gang were sick bastards, hanging their victims up like trophies. I'm just glad it's over.
While we can do nothing for Gabriel's victims, we can at least take comfort in the knowledge that the threat has been removed. But enough about that. The task is done, and you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Sir,
Rumor is
we've had another
advanced
situation.
starting
A
a new
code
dark
red.
matter
What?
soon.
This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable.
Huh?
How could this happen?
You know, I love
We
my
think there
work,
was a system
but
glitch.
I love being a
We're
father.
looking into it.
You're all useless. I'll figure out what happened. In the meantime, tell the others to be on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds.
Your quarters are just inside,
See
ma'am.
anything even remotely suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely cannot happen again. Got it?
Yes, sir.
When you're
Understood.
finished here, ma'am, Father wants to see you. A successful mission on all counts.
Father has done remarkable things. I would not exist were it not for him.
From what I hear, that rogue synth of Libertalia is a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
Hello, Mother. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
That's a loaded question. What's been stolen from you?
Institute property is not often taken from us. We cannot react lightly when it happens. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad. so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. That's the result of their selfish, short-sighted plan. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the railroad can hide them.
Sounds pretty simple.
Hopefully, yes. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Hey, I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
Hey, Synth.
I've been waiting for you.
Sorry to have held you up.
Try and keep up from here out. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. We go in shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Bunker Hill?
Taking fire! I'm hit! Taking damage! For the Brotherhood! Need backup! Damn it!
They're lost, but not forgotten.
Taking damage! Need backup! I'm surviving that! Don't give up! Rally! Damn it!
Bunker Hill is ours.
Is inevitable. Eliminating hostile. Targeting.
Bunker Hill is ours. Don't look!
Combat subroutine. Eliminating all hostiles.
Bunker Hill is ours.
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
F633. Initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
Here they are.
God, it's a Corsair.
Oh no.
Issue the reset codes and we'll relay back to the Institute. Time is critical.
All right, synth.
Please.
C322. Initiate reset. Authorization code Gamma 49 Typhoon. No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915. Initiate reset. Authorization code Beta 77 Tempest. You there, synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
B257. Initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will relay the synths back to the Institute. Report to Father upon your return, and good work.
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Let's do this.
Bunker Hill is ours!
Hopefully, that's the last of them.
I'm half tempted to join a railroad.
I don't know.
I must end your existence.
Who's there?
Combat initiated. I am the victim of violence. Be warned. I cannot allow these attacks to continue. You are damaging valuable.
Not like
Your destruction
No.
is inevitable.
There you are. We got trouble.
Careful, man. I don't think we're alone.
Is improbable. Assessment, you must die.
I lost him.
It's up.
What? Who's there?
Movement detected.
Time to
Curious.
die! Ah! Ah! You pay for that!
Son?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, This just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It's not so bad, really. People manage.
Perhaps. But at a cost too great to be worth it. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They left me on ice. For 60 years.
They did. And for good reason. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out?
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Shaun, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. Well, it's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
There's always a risk. It was worth it.
I'm glad you see it that way. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course. But they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia. Quite a handful.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's... well, it's important.
Don't make excuses. You're clearly think that I intend to report this.
Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components.
Good, we're all
to make
here.
something that's actually useful.
I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but
What exactly is she doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
What's Phase 3?
It's very important to us. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
In this world, I'm sure compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For far too long, we've been dependent on others. On our surroundings. That time is over. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
Well, that's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please. As I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
There must be something we can do to help you.
The only thing that matters now is continuing the Institute's work. It will be all right. I assure you, we can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us! She isn't even a scientist!
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Regularly study your Vault-Tec-provided materials to prepare for survival. And to answer the question, do you know what makes you special?